5-second pause for contemplation. He asked me to name 5 Bruce songs. That concert was great. My love affair with Bruce was solidified upon hearing the story of his involvement with the 9/11 survivors. I always knew he was a very generous, charitable man, but this was special. Many of the people who died were New Jersey residents. The New York Times published obituaries for everyone who died, and many mentioned love affairs with Bruce's music. Bruce contacted every survivor. His concerts are legendary. His sense of humanity and charity is saintly. True or false? Light of Day is A, movie starring Joan Jett and Michael J. Fox, B, a Bruce Springsteen song, C, the name of a Jersey Shore music festival raising money and awareness for the treatment and cure of Parkinson's disease, and 4, all of the above. While I was living in New York, I heard about the work done by Bob and the Light of Day Foundation. They were in a series of approximately 50 concerts held around the world. When I learned about the extent of their influence, I decided I had to meet them. It was April or May of 2011, and they were producing a concert at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank. The concert featured Alejandro Escovedo and Jesse Malin. I got to Red Bank via New Jersey Transit train at about showtime. I didn't know a soul and didn't know for sure if Bob was even going to be there, or even what he looked like. What I did know was that everybody I met was totally egoless, very helpful, and completely accommodating. After his set, I went to the merch table to meet Jesse Malin. The merch table had t-shirts, buttons, and other artist accessories for sale. Unless you're Jay-Z, Beyonce, or Iggy Azalea, the merch table provides the total amount of money that today's musician can make. Jesse introduced me to Tony Palagrossi, and between the two of them, they made sure that I had a chance to meet the founder of the Light of Day Foundation, Bob Benjamin. Bob is a record dude. A record dude is a man, sorry, no dudettes, that lives, eats, and breathes vinyl. He can tell you what label Matthew Sweet is on, tell you who produced the 3rd Santana album, what row they sat in for Mick's birthday party in '71. With the advent of CDs and MP3s, the art of the liner note has gone the way of Yiddish, almost extinct. There isn't room to write about the album in such small and non-existing packaging. This has reduced the number of record dudes as well, but they still exist, and I still love to chat with them. After all, while not a true record dude, I'm pretty decent. Bob lived in Central Jersey and was now a band manager in 1999. Bob decided to throw a birthday party for his 40th. Since his turf was the Jersey Shore, he enlisted many of his musician friends to play at the party. It was soon after that Bob was diagnosed with Parkinson's. In light of the success of his party, he decided to have another party, but this time it would be a fundraiser for Parkinson's. He's done it every year since and raised over $1 million. We decided to meet for dinner the following night. It was there that we learned that we had a mutual friend and that we lived in neighboring New Jersey towns. We checked in with one another from time to time, and I consider him a friend and fundraising role model. I'll read the end. The end is called Why Me? This is a question, why me? This is a question I haven't asked myself, so let's play with it for a little while. First, whom would I be asking? The picture painted when asked aloud was that of a George Bailey type with arms and gaze pointing to the sky and a non-denominational God. I'm not a very religious person. If religious means going to temple or church or mosque and following the service rituals. I was born into a Jewish home. We were conservative because that was the temple closest to our house. Reconstructionist is the wing of the religion that holds the dogma closest to my beliefs. There isn't a big throne in the sky holding a man with a long white beard who is looking down and pulling strings that move us all like marionettes. The rabbi says that God exists in all of us, the good deeds that we do. So following this rationale, God has bestowed upon me this disease with the supposition that I will be able to turn this huge negative into something quite positive. The ability to empathize with the disease-stricken and take the fuel that is given to me through music, humor, and everyday personal interaction and turn it into at least one smile is truly a gift that I cherish. The scientific answer to why me is appealing to the logical accountant part of me. My mother has it. My genetic profile shows I have a high chance of getting it. I'm a member of the Ashkenazi Jews, a group with an elevated risk of getting it. Everybody gets something. I got this. If I've been cursed with this disease, I've also been blessed with the resiliency to turn it negative into a positive, and for that I'm grateful. The cause of the disease doesn't even matter, whether it's divine intervention, genetics, or environment. If I have the ability to ease anyone's suffering by telling a joke or playing a song, or just waking most days with a smile, that's a gift I'm proud to have and must put it to use. Though it took me 50 years to know that I have it. There is no expiration date. Now that we've played, let's see the facts. The pleasure I get from somebody telling me that I'm inspirational is fabulous. The pleasure that I get from my 2 children cuts to my soul. maybe, just maybe, it's no coincidence that both of them are world-class musicians. God certainly works in mysterious ways. If we move up, there's microphones in front of everybody, so you can walk to the microphone. I'm kidding. Any questions?
Questions?
Anything?
If you've got plans for your next political road day, having written this?
I don't have plans for it. As I said in the very back page about the author, it says, Alan Jackowitz, you're now up to speed. I laid it all out here. So memoir is done. I think maybe, I don't know, something fiction. And it's interesting because when I was a kid, or even when I was 40, if someone would have asked me what my job or profession would have been, money notwithstanding, I was a school teacher or author. Now, I hadn't taught at school, I hadn't written a book, but it just sounded romantic. And I'm a significant reader, so that's why I said author. And the fact that I'm having this conversation with you right now is surreal to me, and that I'm on a book tour. It's crazy, but seemingly I have the talent, and if it's not there, they'll know that soon. But I think it's there. People have told me that it is, and I'll try to get my hand in some other genre, mystery or something like that.
Do you have good seats for tomorrow night?
No,
No.
it didn't happen yet, so maybe I'll read it to the right person.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask a personal one?
Sure, ask anything you want.
Feel free not to answer. And maybe I wasn't paying attention, but you already did answer. How long ago did you find you had Parkinson's? And this wasn't your first reaction. What was your first reaction to finding out?
Yeah, I was diagnosed in 7.5 years ago. So my first reaction was, let's put it this way. I went to the doctor, told me that I needed a brain scan. So after my, I think I have this in the book, after my internal double take, saying brain scan, that's just to rule things out. It's not to rule anything in. My reaction was, it could have been a tumor, it could have been stroke, it could have been some other brain disease. I hadn't even thought about Parkinson's. It wasn't even on my radar. So when it came back, that's what it is. He said, people live a long time with Parkinson's. So I didn't take it as a death sentence or a terminal illness. And I just continued on. I find that, and you didn't ask this question, but I'll take it one step further. Because people have asked me, how do other people react to my telling them? And I think it comes down to the way you broach it to them. Because when I didn't tell a lot of people right away. My symptoms were really minor, so you couldn't really tell. It took me a year to tell my kids. If I had to do that again, I would do that over again. But people I tell them with a degree of sanity and non-hysteria, you'll get that back. I think they react the way you tell them. So my reaction was not matter of fact, but not dire. In that the doctor told me that you were one time fine with these symptoms, but he downplayed the severity of it. And I realized that 7.5 years in, there's people who have a lot worse than I do. And I think part of it, when I was first diagnosed, I asked the doctor, what about exercise? What about diet? And diet obviously includes donuts. But exercise, they said, would help you in your mobility. Obviously, exercise helps, but they didn't stress it as being a progression thwarter, which they now say it is. So you almost can't exercise enough now to slow the disease down. That's, to me, the big